Hello aspirants, this is me Yasmin Gill, and in today's video we'll be covering the PIB highlights of 29th of March. So keep following the videos and do rate and review the same as well. So let's begin. Under culture we have a dish that is Ugadi Pachadi. So this was mentioned basically Ugadi as we did. It is the New Year festival of Andhra Pradesh and Karnataka region. So what is Ugadi Pachadi? It's a very known dish, and why is it so known? Because it's a combination of 6 different tastes, also known as Shatruchi. The tastes are given here. Need not remember them. Just remember what is Ugadi Pachadi. Next we have under international relation a very important topic from Indian Express. So this talks about neighborhood defense. So firstly, why are we talking about neighborhood defense? See, India is planning to sign defense agreements with Bangladesh, and this is important because both the countries, they have not had any such institutional defense engagement from the past many years. So what is the Dhaka's reaction to it? See, some people in Bangladesh, they are speaking that it is primarily because Delhi wants to limit China's influence in Bangladesh. This is important because China recently took the initiative of selling submarines to Bangladesh. While some others in Bangladesh say that Dhaka is a bit drawing too close to Delhi. Simultaneously, Indian Army Chief not just is going to visit Bangladesh, but also will be traveling to Nepal. Similarly, Chinese Defense Minister would be traveling to Indian neighbors such as Sri Lanka and Nepal as well. So overall, we are seeing a scenario whereby defense diplomacy, particularly in our neighborhood, is being used to its best. So what is China's take on this increasing efforts from our own side towards Bangladesh, towards Nepal and various other neighbors? So as per a very popular newspaper in China, that is Global Times, did not remember the name, just remember the viewpoint. So what is the opinion that was formed through this newspaper? It said that Delhi should not interfere with the China's strategic goals. Rather, it accuses India. It says that India is treating South Asia and Indian Ocean as its own backyard. So therefore, it says that if India continues to do so, China will but have to fight back. Also, it tries to justify its strategic cooperation by saying that because Chinese companies are establishing themselves in the various neighborhood countries of India, therefore we need to protect the companies, and therefore we are engaging into such strategic collaborations. So that is China's take on it. So is China's security cooperation with our neighborhood countries something new? No, this is not something new, particularly if you look at the relationship with Pakistan. China's defense collaboration with Pakistan has been since a very long time, and this is not a simple collaboration, I would say. It extended to major elements such as transfer of nuclear weapons as well. So what are the changes now that is bothering us? Firstly, geographic expansion of China's collaboration. While earlier it restricted mainly to Pakistan, now it is expanding to various other neighbors, be it Bangladesh, be it Sri Lanka or be it Nepal. Second is the very scope of security cooperation is increasing. So now it is not just transfer of defense equipment, it will even involve setting up of potential military bases. For example, first Chinese foreign military bases to come up at Djibouti. Simultaneously, the port construction in Colombo and Hambantota, even the normal port construction, it also has certain strategic dimension attached to it. This can be proved because a submarine of China had showed up across the Sri Lankan waters. Simultaneously, already Chinese Navy is stationed at Karachi port, and this might soon be replicated in Gwadar as well. So other than the commercial angle of China, which China is trying to portray for its strategic cooperation, what are the political changes that we are seeing that has made this issue rise up now? One is the changes that we already did, that China has expanded geographically as well as the scope has increased. Other than this, there are certain political changes as well, due to which the issue has come into more of highlight. What are these political changes? When the current regime in India, in 2014 the current regime came, right? So when the current regime came, it grew more critical of China-Pakistan economic corridor. Simultaneously, we also have expanded our efforts and we are working on various trans-border connectivity initiatives. So this has led to a growing political friction between the two countries. But the problem is, now China is also trying to enter into defense collaborations with India's neighborhood, and India is also trying to do the same. But we are unprepared vis-a-vis China, because China's influence is larger and we are not that prepared for the similar defense diplomacy. Also, what can be done about it? See, Delhi, we can't just keep on whining about the encirclement of India being done. What is the way forward? That we must create our own regional games. But the problem in the above said solution is that while we must try to create our own regional games, but we have very little to offer as alternatives to China. Second thing, Ministry of Defense is, as usual, it is quite reluctant to shed its lazy attitude, and finally it is very less receptive to the very idea of defense diplomacy. So the question that arises from this particular article is, firstly, importance of defense diplomacy in India's foreign policy. Second, importance of neighborhood defense diplomacy. Third, spending on defense cooperation versus development goals such as education, health, etc. And finally, challenges to neighborhood defense diplomacy for India and how can such challenges be tackled. So you can mention the China issue here. Next, under economics, we have Northeast Road Sector Development Scheme. So initially it began under Ministry of Donor, that is Development of Northeast Region. So this ministry launched the scheme. It was basically for rehabilitation of important but neglected interstate roads of the region. First, it was implemented by NHIDCL, that is National Highways Infrastructure Development Corporation Limited. Finally, in 2016, this was transferred to Northeastern Council. Then we have a very good news here. India became the net exporter of electricity for the very first time. So, which are the countries to whom we export our electricity? Primarily Nepal, Bangladesh, Myanmar and Bhutan. So in the mid-80s and quite many years after that, what we used to do was we used to import power from Bhutan and simultaneously export it to Nepal as well. But it is for the first time that we have become a net exporter of electricity. Then we have G20 Framework Working Group. Now what is this Framework Working Group? It is one of the core working groups of G20 group. So its meeting is taking place at Varanasi and India is co-chairing this group along with Canada. And who is conducting this meeting? Ministry of Finance along with RBI. Under Science and Tech, we have scientific ballooning. So scientific ballooning and its manufacturing, it began in India during 1950s. The concept emerged by the efforts of Dr. Homi Jahangir Baba under the control of Tata Institute of Fundamental Research. Tata Institute of Fundamental Research, it comes under Department of Atomic Energy, and this particular center of scientific ballooning, it is located at Hyderabad. So what does it manufactures? It manufactures stratospheric zero pressure balloons. So these are basically such balloons which are used to study certain weather phenomena, etc. So this is about scientific ballooning. Then we have NISAR. This is an old topic, so we'll just revise it. NISAR's full form is NASA ISRO Synthetic Aperture Radar. So it's a radar system and it will be developed in a collaborative effort between NASA and ISRO. So it will be working on dual frequency. One is L-band frequency, the other is S-band frequency. So L-band would be taken care of by NASA, whereas ISRO will be taking care of S-band. Also, the data obtained from this mission, it won't be directly used for climate resilience, but it will be used for developing certain other applications. Then we have Cartosat-2 series. So you must be aware of this. It was recently, one of the satellites was launched recently as well. So important points are here. Cartosat-2 series, it does not transmit live pictures, but it has the ability, or it has the capability to provide 1 minute video of a specific area of interest. Simultaneously, what is the resolution? It can provide high resolution images at a sub-meter resolution. At sub-meter resolution, that is less than 1 meter, the images would be black and white, while for 2-meter resolution, the images would be colored images. So this is about Cartosat-2 series. Then in environment section, we have the Tsunami Early Warning Center. So you must be aware of it. It is located at Inkois in Hyderabad. And certain key points here are, this center not just serves India, it serves all countries in the Indian Ocean Rim area. Therefore, it was designated by UNESCO as a regional tsunami service provider. Also, what is the capability of this particular warning center? Firstly, it can detect tsunami occurring in the Indian Ocean as well as the global oceans within 10 minutes. Earthquake of a magnitude of 4 and above can be detected anywhere on the globe. This is one thing that is about the tsunami early warning system. Similarly, we are developing an earthquake early warning system as well. This is to come up at Uttarakhand in northern India and it will be developed by IIT Roorkee. Also, the collaborating ministry for the same would be Ministry of Earth Sciences. Then finally, we have this MCQ bag from today's session. One is about Special Olympics, then about Rashtriya Rifles, Then about Jet A1 and Jet A, both are very popular aviation turbine fuels. Finally, about Titan and a new discovery about electric sand related to it. So you can check all these answers in the MCQ course. Do rate and review the course. Also, any sort of feedback, please put that in the comment section and recommend these lessons to your friends as well. Thank you so much.